Hi, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. This is my third week reviewing the Renewed Queen Essentials styling products in my BoB123 series. That's Black-owned brands only, 3 wash day reviews, 3 styles, 3 company and or founder facts per video. Because I use this Honey's Handmade deep conditioner for weeks 1 and 2, because I didn't have the deep conditioner and shampoo from the Renewed Queen Essentials line yet, I figured I would actually just let it ride for the third week. I had some interesting results from this. The first week I didn't particularly like it. Second week I didn't particularly like it. I wanted to see if something was going to change in week 3. Spoiler alert, it didn't. I will give a full review of the products I have used these last 3 weeks at the end of the video, per usual. It is week 3, so I will be doing my wild card style. My last wild card was a flat twist out. This time it's going to be a flat braid out. What do you call them? Do you call them flat braids? I don't think so. If this actually goes well, a flat braid out might replace my week 2 braid out. My braids probably take, I want to say, an hour to an hour and 15 minutes at this point. Probably slightly more. If this is less than that, then yeah, this is gonna replace. I mentioned last week that I was going to be likely switching back to using the moisture sealing hair butter at the step in my process where I would normally use a leave-in, and I did in fact do that. My hair held up again really well this week. It's a question of whether it was better this week than it was last week, and if I think the order of the products made any difference. And I would say it was pretty much the same, but applying this is easier on top of this. So that is my reason for doing this again in week 3. It is late per usual, or per always in my wash day videos. So I'm going to get started on styling my hair, and I will give my 3 facts at the end of the video. I'm gonna moisturize this entire section with the Renewed Queen Essentials Twist and Curl Buttercream. My hair feels really good with just the butter in here. Stop stroking my hair. I'm gonna take some of the Twist and Curl Buttercream. This last time activated the slip when I used it on top of it. And again. So these products work really well together. This feels really good. I think it's a perfectly fine coil. Place it out of the way up here while I continue backwards. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish this off camera and I'll be back once it's all in. So that was not quicker. And I can't say it looks much prettier than my usual sets. But that doesn't matter. I'm hoping that since this was the first time I was doing it, that's why it wasn't quicker, because it's just 6 sections. How could this have taken about as long as it takes me to do just like more than 6 braids? It took an hour and 19 minutes. That's too long. The 3 facts for this week I have pulled directly from Renewed Queen Essentials Instagram. They recently reached 5,000 followers on Instagram, so they did a Meet the Founder post, so I'm just going to be feeding in from that. Fact 1, Faith, the owner, went natural because, first reason, just the lack of versatility with relaxed hair. You can do braids and you can do all of these kinds of styles, but you know that natural hair is versatile. You can make it straight, you can make it kinky, you can make it curly, you can make it... Second was relaxers and all of the chemicals in there, and just wanting to shy away from that. Fact 2, she transitioned for only 6 months. I couldn't imagine doing that. I went for 11 months, but I mean, like, a lot of people do this. A lot of people big chop really early on. It's just like such a big decision to make. But I respect it. You get natural earlier. You get to start learning your hair a little bit earlier, and that's really awesome. Her reason, pretty much just like mine at 11 months, she couldn't take the difference between the relaxed hair and the natural hair. It was too hard to maintain. So she just decided it was time to go. Fact number 3, she only uses her products and she is, I think she said 3 inches away from her goal length of butt length hair. Before I get started, I just want to acknowledge this lipstick that I'm wearing. Layla broke Christina, my sister's eyeliner, so I was going to replace it for her, and I figured I only buy like one lipstick every 3 or 4 years, so why don't I try something else? It didn't look like this online. I feel like this lipstick makes me look a little bit dead, or like a corpse or a ghost, like you see the theme here. I'm not loving it, but I think I've normally only pretty much worn like 1 or 2 colors on my lips for my entire life, so maybe I just need to get used to it, but right now, it's not working for me. Let me know what you think. I tend to not branch out. I usually have a very conservative, under the radar look, so for me, it's just a little bit. I wanted to come on here because I see this as a fail, but I think it's important to share those kind of things. So what I'm wearing is this is Sephora, is that the brand? It's called Purple Sunset, and I got it from Sephora. Does Sephora make cosmetics? Made in Italy? I'm not seeing a brand name, so maybe it's just Sephora. I'll link it below. Okay, so I'm going to start taking these braids out. One thing before I get into that, just a thought that I've been having about people that have been able to really grow their hair in pandemic because they just leave it alone. I would actually love to just keep my hair in these braids from wash day to wash day and just let it grow. But I want to see what it looks like. Obviously I have wow, my twists feel amazing. It's crazy how, I mean, they felt good yesterday. They felt okay on Friday when I was putting them in, but it's crazy letting your hair sit for a couple of days and not touching it. It lets the products work. My twists feel amazing right now. Anyway, yeah, I was just saying, if I could just leave my hair like this throughout the week, that would be a game changer. That would be like the most growth that I could ever achieve. But I'm gonna take it out because I wanna see what the style looks like. My Melanin Hair Care oil, I'm not using the Renewed Queen Essentials oil because that is a growth oil. It's not like a shiny sealant oil from what I understand based on the instructions, so I'm not using it for that purpose. But I have been putting it in every other day. I'm going to try to be delicate when I take them out so I don't create frizz, but it's just such a tedious process. I'm gonna try doing that nope. I guess I'm just gonna go back and do what I normally do. There's only, 6 of them, but I have the patience. That was a good one. I just found out this week that I could put my hair in a bun. I didn't think that it was long enough to do that, but now that I've discovered that, it's very likely that my hairstyle videos are going to take a little bit of a break. It's easy. I love just wearing a headband to just like round out my style. It's protective because I can now tuck my ends in the bun, whereas I couldn't do that with a high puff because my ends were just kind of out. I'm still gonna do them as I come up with things, but it's been difficult to come up with a new style every single week, and it's a lot of time. My hair feels really good, by the way. All right, so this is the first section. How's it look? Oh, and in case I didn't mention this when I finished putting in the twists on Friday night, for some of them when it was too thick at the bottom, and I thought I was just gonna have an issue with definition, I did do my two-tone method. So, crazily enough, these are actually the final results. I didn't need to separate. I separated like 3 or 4 of them, but I was so close to it, I was like, is there any point in coming on here and saying that this is my interim result and then coming back with my final? This is both my interim and my final result. So hats off to the flat braid out. What do you call it? That's crazy. I'm just like flabbergasted. That's never happened before where I didn't need to do pretty much any separation. And I consider 5 small sections no separation. Hair feels great, just as well moisturized, hydrated, shiny, and defined as it has been over the last 3 weeks. Let me jump into my review. So this one I did not do on camera in this particular video, but as I mentioned, I do have a review of this Slip Like Silk multi-use conditioner by Renewed Queen. I use this as my Prepoo. I probably have half of one Prepoo left. This can be used as a Prepoo, a leave-in conditioner, or I believe a co-wash, yes. The reason that I'm using it as a Prepoo, or I would use it as a co-wash, is because of the cetrimonium chloride that is recommended to not use in leave-in products. But this works as a good Prepoo. I have not used it as a co-wash, but I don't really co-wash it unless I don't have a shampoo. The product smells really good. It has a good amount of slip, not a fantastic amount of slip. I have been finding that if you just let a product sit in your hair with some heat, it does all the detangling for you. I use this as a Prepoo, I wanna say for probably like 5 weeks. Week 1, it had a really good amount of slip. Week 2, for some reason, it was a little bit less. And then weeks 3 through 5, including yesterday, I just let it sit with heat And of course I use my BoB123 Luxuries Manifest oil on my scalp, and running it under the water activated the slip. I just apply it to my 4 sections, just en masse, put in the oil, let it sit with heat for like, it's usually an hour, hour and a half. I go and work out to produce that steam, put it under some water, and my hair just detangles. And I don't have to actually detangle during my pre-poo process. I just apply it to my hair and make sure that it's covering all of my strands. Because I ended up using this Honey's Handmade product for the 3 weeks, I'm just going to add it to my review. This is the Melba's Sweet Potato and Turmeric Healthy Scalp Hair Mask. I don't like it, it's not really for me. It did not provide moisture, which is what a deep conditioner is supposed to do. It also did not provide any slip. It worked like a shampoo, which was weird. Like every time I applied it, I'm like, but did I actually get out all the shampoo? Is that why my hair is so soapy right now? I did rinse out all the shampoo. This just lathers, and fine, lather, but provides something extra, like some kind of slip, some kind of hydration. After letting it sit for a few hours with heat, my hair felt soft. I think the first week it felt really soft. The second week it felt soft. This past week, it didn't really do much of anything. So for my hair, over the last 3 weeks, this was just a no-go for me. Which is why I am so impressed with the styling products from Renewed Queen Essentials. So weeks 1 and weeks 3, I followed up. I didn't mention the shampoo because I used the Black Rose just once, and then the last 2 weeks I used the Tabby Naturals Black Soap Hair Cleanse. And because I already reviewed that product over 3 weeks, I'm not following up. It's as good as it was when I reviewed it during my Tabby Naturals, whatever. Okay, so the Moisture Sealing Hair Butter, I used this on weeks 1 and 3 at the time when I would normally use my leave-in. So that is immediately after rinsing out my deep conditioner. Hair is still pretty wet, and I apply this, wrap it up, leave it for a couple of hours so I can go and eat dinner and do all that kind of stuff, and then come back and do my styling. It was hard to apply at the time I was applying it because it's not a slippery product. This does not work like a leave-in. I think it works like a butter because I think it's too thick to be a leave-in. But it does what it needs to do. It locks in hydration, although I feel like it provides the hydration and then it locks it in. My hair was, I don't want to say it was dry, but it didn't feel moisturized after rinsing out the deep conditioner. I put this on and it was moisturized a few hours later. So whatever it did, it came with the moisture and then it locked it in. It's hard to apply. Sorry, I don't think I finished that sentence. Because it is so thick, it's like a thick butter. So when you try to run it through your hair, it doesn't easily run through, but it can be done. I just applied a good amount of it. I did the praying hands, and then wrapping it up on itself continues to spread it. I did not finger detangle with this too much because it's a little bit sticky like a butter. So it's not something that you apply to your hair to detangle. But my hair was already detangled because I detangle it every time I'm rinsing out a product. Pairing that a couple hours later with the Twist and Curl Buttercream. This is where the slip gets activated. I didn't really re-wet the sections with my mister because I didn't really feel like I needed to, because just applying this gave me enough slip. So I would say these two as a combo, they were really good. My moisture had been lasting for about 7 days. And the fact that I started using these from a place of limited, not no, but limited moisture means that these are the reasons that my hair has been so moisturized for a full 7 days. This is the Liquid Gold Growth Oil. I have been using this every other day or so for the last 2.5 weeks or so. I would say that it's a good growth oil, not because I'm saying that my hair has magically been growing for the last 2.5 weeks faster than it normally does, but I tend to have relatively dry roots, and I don't have relatively dry roots using this. I will continue to use this until it is done. I just put it in my sections and I do a little scalp massage every other day. Yeah, there's peppermint oil in here and rosemary and lavender oil. Peppermint, rosemary, and lavender oil working together form like the trifecta of growth stimulation like remedies. So I'm really glad to see the 3 of those in this product together. So that brings me to the end of the review. I think these styling products are fantastic. I didn't even really want to try out the shampoo and deep conditioner during my 3rd week because I like to test products out over a bunch of weeks, or the 3 weeks in my case, and I wanted to just end it with this. I will be testing out the shampoo and conditioner at a later date. I just haven't figured that out yet. One thing I want to mention about the Twist and Curl Buttercream. We've been using this on Layla's hair as like a daily moisturizer because she has this just like large patch in the back of her head, that is very dry. She has silky hair, but yeah, there's this just one section, and when you go down to like the roots, her hair is it feels like burnt hair, and it kind of looks like burnt strands. I have no idea what that's from, and I have been trying to combat that for the last several months. Applying this, her hair feels amazing now. I've tried using the Melanin Hair Care oil. I don't use the BoB products on her hair because they have peppermint, and you're not really supposed to use peppermint in children's products. There's no concerns in this ingredient list for someone her age. And it's crazy. All of a sudden her hair, well, not all of a sudden, I mean, like it took probably 3 or 4 days later, I noticed that like now all of her hair is really soft. If you look at her roots in that back area, it still looks like somewhat fried hair, but it doesn't feel like that. So that's great, and I'm gonna continue to use this in Layla's hair. So yeah, I've used the Melanin Hair Care Twisty Elongating Style Cream, the Multi-Use Pure Oil Blend. I've tried using the Yemeni Essentials Leave-In. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, I've tried using a bunch of products, and so far, the Renewed Queen Twist and Curl Buttercream is the only thing that has revived her hair. The flat braid out's pretty cool. I have to figure out how to do it faster. I feel like I could have saved more time, but it was my first time doing it, so I'm fine with it having taken as long as it. I really hate this lipstick. Tell me what you think. It looks too like gray. Like, why is it so gray? It's like dark grayish purple. I forgot to mention, if you do want to try out the Renewed Queen products, I do have a coupon code Amanda10 at checkout for 10% off. That brings me to the end of this video. If you like my content and haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share, and I will talk to you in my next one. Thanks, and have a good one.